Hello everybody. Hello. Max Productions, how you doing, mate? Spectra, hello. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Sounds like you're cheering, I'll take it. Alright, this is the first stream that I've done on Flight Sim on LewDix Aviation. I usually do this over on my gaming channel, but I think I'm going to switch it over to LewDix Aviation. Why not? It's aviation themed, isn't it? Rocket Fuel's over on Twitch. Oh no, it's a Cessna. It is a Cessna, but it's nice blue. I like the blue. Don't like the wing position though, but... Popcorn Man's also called Lewis. Spelt the same way. That's brilliant. Are you at Sun and Fun? I will be tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow, my friends. Let's get this thing started, shall we? Let's go and have some fun. Beacon, nav, boom, boom, boom. Give it a bit of that. I'm not even going to prime it. Okay, and why did that happen? There we go. It's a good start. There she goes. She starts. Boom, boom, boom. Flight instructor on Flight Sim so you can log it. Yeah, this is... No, actually, I can't say that. Somebody's going to take that seriously. Unfortunately. Where have I been, JJ? I've been busy. Been very busy. Actually. Get that up, oh, that's so beautiful. Alright, sweet. Let's see if we can get this thing rolling. Good morning, Brandon. How you doing? Hope all is well. All is very, very well, my friends. Jenks, Pilot Mike over on Twitch. I'll be at Sun and Fun tomorrow. I will stop by Flying Eyes. You better. 12 PM. If anybody's going to Sun and Fun tomorrow, I'll be there. So will my beautiful wife. So you get to meet her as well. It's funny, we were at Sun and Fun the other day on Tuesday, and she was recognised by a couple of people. She's not listening. All right, let's go. All right, let's taxi this thing out, see if this thing works. Like, whenever I've done streams before, and just don't mind me about to just go through this fella. Anytime that I've streamed in the past over on my gaming channel, it's messed up. So let's just keep it simple in the Cessna today, and see if we can't have a little bit of fun with it. Check ride in 2 weeks, Mason. Nice. Exciting times, my friend. And sorry if I'm a little bit delayed with the chat. I'm busy. Playing chicken with this multi-engineer. Just don't mind me. Just don't mind me. Don't mind me. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah, there you go. Just that's absolutely normal. It's funny about that, actually. There was an aircraft recently up at the Apopka airport that taxied into a human being and apparently broke the guy's back and ruined the plane. Got to be going at some speed to be doing that. And how do you not see a person on the taxiway? Anyway, we are at Orlando Executive here on the simulator. And I think I'm going to start off by trying a couple of touch and goes. I'm going to take off runway 7, although I have no idea what the winds are doing. When am I going to fly the E170 with you? I'd love to, actually. Always wanted to fly an Embraer. I'll be here for most of the stream because it's a 3-hour trip. From Ontario, Canada. Student pilot and retired military vet. Been following you for a while. Love your content. Appreciate you, Nick. I very much appreciate you. Crunch. Do I fly on VATSIM? I have done. It's see, at the moment I'm on an Xbox and I don't have access to VATSIM on the Xbox. So, oh well. But I do when I'm on X-Plane, but I've just not turned on X-Plane for a while. But let's see. Alright, let's take off. Let's just say all the checklists have been done. Don't have a go at me for not doing checklists. That's not what this is about. This is about fun. Go and see if I can still fly the sim. It's been a little while. My rudder pedals keep sliding away from me. For anybody interested, I'm using the Honeycomb Alpha XPC yoke, the Bravo throttle quadrant, and piece of shit Logitech rudder pedals. Alright, center line, kind of. Are you ready for the worst rudder control in the history of flying? Oh, it ain't that bad. Looks like there's a wind off the left. Alright, power set. Gauges are all in the green. Yeah, there's that bad rudder control. Airspeed's alive. Waiting for 55. 50. 55. Rotate. Yeah, get off the ground as quick as you can. Welcome to the sky. There we go. So there is a little bit of a crosswind on this. Trim it up. Alright, we're doing it. Might want to get to a VY climb there, Lewis. Yeah, these rudder pedals are not it. I always, every single stream that I've done, have complained about the rudder pedals. They are god-awful. Winds 33010. Perfect, thank you. That explains the crosswind on takeoff then. Make a turn. Cue the welcome to the Skype clip. It was impeded by my awful rudder control. But here we go, we're doing it. This is Orlando. Now this is a normal traffic pattern I'd fly. See those two lakes there? If you kick a goal, if you score a goal between them, you're usually on a good downwind for runway 7. So let's try that. Let's 1100 feet, back off the power a little bit. It's interesting because I don't usually fly a G1000, so it's interesting shifting the eyes around. Oh, and we're losing altitude, dickhead. Okay. It's funny, I get asked a lot, should I get a flight simulator? Will it help me with actual flying? Like the feel of an aircraft? Not at all. Because genuinely, I'm struggling with this. But procedurally, for all your procedures and stuff, getting up, doing your checklists, especially for instrument training and all that, it can be very, very helpful. But there we go. Alright, you see this building here? If you aim for that building on a downwind, you're usually alright. So that's what we're doing. Now, usually Orlando Executive is so busy that you can hardly do anything here. You're usually getting like right 360s and stuff. But it's a simulator. We do what we want. Trim it out. Got the same rudder pedals. Can also say they are a pain. They are so bad, mate. They are really, really bad. Alright, we're coming to beam. We're going to pull the power back. We're below 110. We're going 10 degrees of flaps. We're going to let this thing descend. Now ahead, you can see that's beautiful downtown Orlando. The lake there is Lake Eola, where me and my beautiful, amazing wife go and walk around sometimes and feed some ducks, although we've not been able to recently because the ducks have had bird flu. So oh dear. Alright, slow it down. Flight sims are probably better for instrument procedures, 100% agree. Alright, as I'm going to get a little bit too low here, I'm already at 500 or 600 feet turning base. This is good. That road ahead down there, that is the 408. That's a toll road that I take to come into work, into executive. Now I've got to remember, actually, there's a wind pushing me here because the wind's coming from 330. So, alright, we're below 85. 20 degrees of flaps, and I'm going to turn in. Like, I'm doing it kind of blind, but because in the real world I'd be moving my head around, but I can't really do that at the moment. In this, that's the best that I can do, and that doesn't even show me anything. So if you came here looking for perfection, just go elsewhere. All right, we're turning towards the runway. 2 white lights there. What does that mean, everybody? It means Lewis is a terrible pilot. All right, let's see if we can deal with this. Hold on, let me pull this back a little bit. All right, 1 white, 1 red. Looking good. Airspeed is way too high. That's what I'm saying. I can't feel the aircraft because I'd be feeling it at the moment. Like, it's funny, I'll sit and like look out the window and try and feel what students are doing when I'm flying with them, and usually I can gauge kind of if they're at the right speed or not. On the sim, I absolutely can't do that. All right, 2 reds, but I know I've made the runway. I'm fine. I'm bringing it in. I've got a little bit of a slip going on for the crosswind. I think, is that an aircraft that just took off on the opposite runway? That's interesting. Not the smoothest of landings, but there we go. Flaps up, ailerons into the wind. Try and maintain center line. Flaps are up, we roll. Hey, I gotta be honest, I'm not overly disappointed with that. 55, rotate. Come on. Welcome back to the sky. All right, boys and girls, rate that out of 10, please, for the first one. What am I doing with the rudder, idiot? Alright, I'm going to just take my feet off the rudder and see what it does. Just needs a little bit of right. Just a hair. But I don't know what a hair is on this yoke. Oh, sorry, on these pedals. A 182 panel upgrade project is officially underway. Yes! Nice. I want to see pictures of that when it's done, actually. If you can. 8 for the touchdown, 2 for the roll. Thanks, Rocket. What time is it for me? It's 25 to 11 in the morning. Oh, Ben Bowman's here, the man. Nice to see a live view of the whole instrument panel and path of the aircraft while you're talking through it. Hey, that's cool, man. I appreciate you. Any solutions to slow the trim wheel on the quadrant? Or to the slow trim wheel on the quadrant? I actually don't use that. I use the electric trim. Hold on. See, this is why you should never live stream and fly a plane. Because imagine in real life, you'd be way over focused on the live stream rather than actually flying the plane, as shown like that. But people still do it. No, I'm not so sure I agree with it, but whatever. What airport and what server? I don't know what server, but the airport is Orlando Executive. I think maybe North America. Does that sound right for the server? Probably. What's the best way to get pictures to me? Either email or Instagram is actually better. Alright, we're back on a downwind. It's weird as well because instead of actually flicking switches and actually moving proper stuff, you got to click the mouse and do all this. It's definitely a different experience on a simulator, you know. Oh, good question here. Avocado on pizza or pineapple on pizza? Avocado is definitely a no for me, but pineapple is absolutely a yes. My wife does not agree with that. Alright, well there we are, midfield. Exec tower, Skyhawk 90 Limited Delta, midfield, left downwind, runway 7. This ramp here is where I used to park. Now the ramp that I park is over here. It's pretty cool. I mean, Microsoft Flight Simulator is so good for the visuals. I will say the actual flying on it, like the characteristics don't feel the best to me. I feel like they're better on X-Plane. But here we go. All right, power's back, about 1600 RPM. We're below 110, so 10 degrees of flaps are in. There you go, you can see 10 degrees of flaps. And you can see I've got a descent rate going, like the nose is pointing down a little bit, but my speed is way too fast. So I'm going to pull the power back a little bit more, raise the nose a little bit to try and bleed off that speed. There goes the speed. I'm looking for about 80 knots on a downwind, which I never had once. Not once on that downwind, like when I pulled the power back, but that's all right. I'm going to look for between 70 and 75 on a base with 2 notches of flaps. We'll do that when we're level. Point of contention. People don't like putting flaps in a turn. All right, there's 20 degrees of flaps. Trim a little bit. So there we go, we got between 70 and 75. Again, I'm doing a blind turn, but I'm using 408 as a reference. And that is a god-awful turn, but okay. We are way too low, it seems, but no. There's a jet coming straight towards us. That's absolutely fine. Traffic in sight. Honestly, this isn't too far off exec. Like, this is kind of real-world stuff here. I mean, you'd never see that at executive, though, would you? Hello. Alright. Focus now. Don't back off that power too much, you moron. Alright. Final notch of flaps. 2 whites, 2 reds. Trim that nose down. Speed is way too fast. Final looking between 60 and 65, and you can see that I'm 70 knots now, so that is still too fast. That's what causes floating. That's what causes an early touchdown and then a porpoise. So get on your airspeeds, please. There's 65 coming in towards the runway. Eyes to the end with power idle. Ooh, just hold the nose to the end of the runway and try your best to have a smooth touch. I'll cut that out of the stream replay. Ooh, that was rough. Flaps are up. Ailerons into the wind. No, it's still good for a debrief though. 55 rotate. My problem there was not good enough rudder control for the crosswind, so landed with a side load and then just became a passenger on that rollout, which is easy to do. Like student pilots all the time become a passenger during landings, like especially in like a balloon situation. They'll balloon the aircraft and then they'll just sit, let the aircraft balloon and just sit and don't do anything to change it, and then eventually bang. Happens all the time. But I'm 100% blaming that on the simulator. So tell you what, let's make a left downwind departure here. And we'll head to a different airport, shall we? Actually, let's head out and see the practice area. Let's do that. Hey, great rudder control. Yes, fantastic. Alright, so it's about this heading to get out to the practice area. About 300 will work. Through 1,000 feet. Let's see if I can play with a heading bug. The heading bug on this is very, very slow. And I don't really know how to increase that sensitivity, but I could do it here. Alright, we'll do that. Heading. Let's do that. See if the autopilot works. So I've got heading green, out green at 1710. Autopilot on. Yes, it's holding it. Cool. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Alright, to the chat. Instrument check ride next week. Looking forward to it. Use your videos for extra reinforcement. Appreciate it. Hey, that's fantastic. That's why the videos are there, man. Like, you know, it's there to entertain, and if you gain something from it, that's fantastic. I was talking to somebody at Sun and Fun the other day that said that the videos were an inspiration for them getting into flight training, which is unbelievable to hear. Like, when I started the channel and all this, like, I never thought that anybody would be inspired to get into flight training. I've wanted to make it more accessible to people, because when I went into flight training, it seemed very intimidating, and I kind of want to take that feeling away so more people get into aviation. It's the coolest thing in the world. So where are we flying? Oh, what are we learning today, boys and girls? We're learning that Lewis can't fly a simulator. Matt, nice to meet you at Sun and Fun as well. Appreciate you stopping by. Doing any VATSIM streams anytime soon? Yes, I will. You can consider this me kind of trying to get back into the flight simulator streaming. I have been very busy recently, so that's why I've not really been doing it. But we can get back into it now. I'm kind of going to change things up. I think the flight simulator streams now are going to be on LewDix Aviation rather than LewDix Gaming. I've got other plans for the other channel. But big shout out from the Philippines. Nice. Vids helped me a lot grow as a student. That's amazing. Very much appreciate you. So cool to hear. Like, I never get tired of hearing that. It's good ego boost as well. Instrument ride, then commercial ride, and CFI ride back to back. First week of June. Man, oh man. That's it's gonna be an interesting June for you. That's cool. Raptex subscribed over on Twitch. Thank you very much. Instagram is LewDix Aviation. Yes. All right, Rocket. So, all right. We've got a stream pirate. Okay. So that's over on Twitch. So anybody watching on YouTube that doesn't understand what I'm talking about when I say stream pirate, I have this thing where they spend the points that they gain from just watching streams. They can spend the points on becoming a stream pirate, which basically means that they take over and they tell me what to do. So I've been told extreme pilot induced porpoise on touchdown. I don't know if I can induce that. I can do I'll try and bounce it and see what I can do. Yeah, I'll try it. I'll give it a go. Where should we go then? Should we go to a Popka? Let's go to a Popka. I'm going to speed it up. Don't mind me redlining this thing. This is a simulator. This is perfectly safe to do in a sim. Do not do this in the real world. You see that screaming at me? You don't want that. But I want to get there quicker, so. Just do a crappy approach and you'll get it done. Hey Lewis, been enjoying your channel and videos. Thank you. I'm hopefully doing some cross country this weekend. Solo, nice. Cross country solo is so cool. Like, you go, you know, your pre cross country training and your solos up to that point are all close to home in the traffic pattern. The cross country is actually, it's really quite relaxing. It really is. You're on your own up there, just doing something you love, and you're gonna love that. It's gonna be cool, man. As a CFI, do you offer discovery flights? Yes, I do. I do. I've just been inundated with requests recently, and I've just started getting back to them just yesterday, actually. So the thing is with discovery flights is that I'm not taking on students or any more students at the moment from the ones that I've already got. But I am doing discovery flights. But to accommodate discovery flights, I have to work them around my students, because they obviously take precedence. The most important thing at the moment. So it's hit and miss whether I can actually do them, but I'm starting to get back to people now. Best budget-friendly aviation headset, David Clark or Lightspeed. So I used to have the Lightspeed Sierras. They were good. I think they were like 600 and something. You see, because my advice is get A&R. Get A&R. Don't go with passive, because I mean the engine's just too loud. Like, yeah, they used to deal with it back in the day, and that's what I started on. But trust me, it's a night and day difference when you throw on an A&R headset, even a cheap one or a cheaper one like the Lightspeed Sierra. If you do go with Lightspeed, by the way, there's a link in the description of my videos. Please use that link, because whatever you buy through that link from Lightspeed, I get some kickback from it. So if you do decide to go with Lightspeed, do that. And I think I can see a Popka airport over here, which I'm going to go and invade. We're going to do that, and we're going to try and porpoise it. 47-year-old student pilot. I've been watching your videos to augment my training and love your style. You've been a great help. That's amazing to hear, my friend. That's so cool. I'm glad, very glad to hear that. Just don't follow any of the stuff that I do badly on the simulator. That's purely because it's a simulator and I'm terrible on the sim. So, yes, flight instructor, yes, you know, 3,500 hours. But I got about 20 hours on a sim, so. No loop the loops today. Alright. Should we see if we can do a barrel roll? Alright, let's see if we can do a barrel roll. Just casually throw it into the caution range there. Easy. Easy money. Only lost 300 feet, so any aerobatics instructors watching this will be absolutely cringing at that, but okay. Alright, so I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little runway ahead of us, so we're going to do that, we're going to do that. Alright. So we're going to try our best to porpoise this. Now this is Orlando Apopka Airport, a little uncontrolled airport that calls itself Orlando Apopka, but it's nowhere near Orlando. It's not really Orlando. But it's got, on 3-3, which is the runway we're heading for, and I'm actually heading for the road, which is another problem with this airport. On 3-3, it's got a nasty little hump at the beginning of it, which always catches my students out at first. And then you get used to it, and then... but it slopes up. If you land before the hump, it slopes up, so the view changes as you're floating down the runway a little bit. And it is a nasty little runway. I don't really like it, to be honest, but it's a challenge. And I don't know if you see, there is a road here to the side of it which can be easily mistaken for the runway. I'm not sure if anybody's actually done that before, but alright, let's see. I'm going to try and porpoise. I'll at least try and bounce it. This is for you, Rocket.
500.
Alright. Get it below 85. There we go. Second notch of flaps. Third notch of flaps. Extreme pilot induced porpoising. Slip it in. It's a bit of an aggressive slip, but is that a hump? Nah, that doesn't do it justice. That doesn't do it justice at all. Alright, you ready for this? Extreme porpoising. Cocoon. 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 Ah, it didn't break. That would lead to the oscillation is getting bigger and bigger and bigger until you smack the nose. So the plane's still rolling, so obviously that wasn't a good enough of a porpoise. But anyway. Yeah, no, plane's absolutely fine. Welcome back to the sky, everybody. Just buzz these guys on the road. Just completely take the realism out of this stream. Does he read the chat? Yes, he does read the chat. Let's see. If we did... See, that's not changing the airspeed unless I do that, and then it will change the airspeed. Yes, so if we climb at 90 knots, let's say, and we go heading cell, and then alt cell of, well, if we do 1500 on the alt cell, and then throw the autopilot on, will it do what I want it to do? Absolutely not. Let's go IAS. Let's decrease that again. And then that should do it, hopefully. That's a porpoise. Yeah, that's an extremely bad landing. That's one thing that I am deathly afraid of my students doing on landing, like on a solo. Deathly afraid. So you mean my landings like that are not good? Poor firewall. Buzz the tower, buzz the tower. There's no tower at that airport. Okay, hard question. Aspen Evolution or Garmin G5? For me, it's the G5 because I got more experience with it. Alright, we are heading slow. Select green, alt cell green on 1500 feet. It did it. Cool. I do know how to set up an autopilot with the simulator stuff. $10 out of 10 for that. That's for you, Rocket Fuel. Just sent an Instagram message. Cool, man. I'll look at it in a bit. I porpoised for the first time, only a few flights before my check ride, and it killed my confidence. Yeah, man, it's scary stuff. Scary stuff. It's, you know, it might be counterintuitive, but I'm always drilling into my students how to get out of it. And it might seem counterintuitive, but just please pull back on that yoke. Stop that nose from dropping. Follow Lewis and invite them to my podcast. Yeah, there will be. I just released an episode recently of an encounter down in Kissimmee, which is a very interesting one. What? Yeah. Yeah, his name is Artur Volpi Vinha. But yeah, it's a very interesting exchange between us and the controller down there. If you've not seen that, go and give that a watch because I debrief it. It's an interesting one. I'm prepping for my CFI. Any recommendation for good ground training source? So I'm going to tell you how I trained, or how I studied for mine, and I'm just going to climb up to 2500. Let's go IS. Oh shit, no, that's the wrong one. Whoops, technical difficulties, mate. Hold on, just got to switch that. There you go. As we're redlining again. Do as I say, not as I do on the sim. So I'm going to tell you how I studied for my CFI. I started, before I even did any flying, I got a load of FAA documents together, like the PHAC, the Airplane Flying Handbook, the weather books, and all this. And I went through section by section each subject and made my own lesson plans with my own way of teaching, my own way of explaining how to do things and what things mean and all that. And I made a load of lesson plans. Stand by, wait there, your controls, let me show you. So these are all my lesson plans that I made, and these are all from way back in 2016, and I've updated them a little bit since then, but I actually need to do more. But it's for example, it starts with FOIs at the beginning, so I've got all my FOIs, all my different acronyms for it and all that, and then it goes into aeromedical factors. It's got performance. It's got weather theory, weather reports, flight planning, systems, weight and balance, all of this. It's got everything you could think of in there. And I'll tell you something, it was painstakingly slow doing it. I spent a ton of time going through and making all of these. But I'll tell you something, it was absolutely worth it. The work that I put in to make all this was absolutely worth it. Reason being, going through everything again really, Saudi, really put everything into my brain. Now, don't get me wrong, as a CFI, you're not supposed to know everything under the sun. You need to be able to reference something and have something there to kind of back you up, and that's what I use that for as well. So, like, it really helped to get everything into my brain and in a way that made sense to me and made sense for me to teach. Hopefully that made sense. But that's what I did. So I made all those lesson plans and I started to teach fake teaching. The guy that I was doing my CFI with at the time. You know, it's a good idea to maybe sit with a friend and try and teach a friend, preferably a friend that knows about aviation, to pull you up on something if you do happen to say something wrong. Because look, at first instructing is proper awkward. It really is, especially when you're trying to teach a DPE on your check ride, because they know about aviation, so it is proper awkward. So whatever you can do to get out of that awkwardness, and what helped me get out of that awkwardness was actually sitting down and actually teaching somebody. Juan, who is going to be in a video coming up, he's going through CFI, and he's been sat down from time to time teaching me. He first taught me through FOIs, and then he aeromedical factors, which he did a big presentation on. So he sat me down kind of and talked to me about it, and yeah, that was that. So and then the flying stuff, the right seat transition is rather tough at first, especially for landings, because the sight picture is completely different and you are going to side load the shit out of the plane. It's just a fact. So as much practice as you can get from the right seat, get out there, give it a go. It's tough at first, but you'll get there. Hopefully that helped, man. Love the podcast, straight out of Melbourne, Australia. Nice. We're born and raised in Santos, Sao Paulo. Nice. My wife's from Sao Paulo as well. Bearded Aviator, you almost missed it. Yeah, now we're over on this channel now, my friend. Moose, how you doing, man? question. Do you perform mag check as part of after startup checks? It's in the checklist, but my school makes us wait until run up for the mag check. So I don't do a mag check after startup. I obviously do it during the run up. I will also, on my checklist, it is before shutdown doing a mag check. Absolutely. Have I flown in the Phoenix area? No, I have not. You're welcome, I have. No worries. I think I'd rather be a ferry pilot than teach. Teaching's not for everybody, man, and that's a big thing. That is definitely a big thing. Like, you find a lot of flight instructors that don't actually want to be flight instructors. And it's detrimental to students to have a flight instructor that doesn't care about them. I know, you know, it's not ideal to have to sit there and be nearly killed every day by student pilots, but if you teach them well, then they're not going to try and kill you, are they? But yeah, if you are going to be a flight instructor, make sure that for the time that you are an instructor, that you actually give a shit about your students, please. Because there's too much of this bullshit of flight schools taking advantage of people, flight instructors not really caring, and, you know, flight instructors, students are like babies. They absolutely need you to hold their hand until they don't need you anymore, which is usually around check ride time. So this is Leesburg. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to try my best to do this. Now, why is that not doing what I want it to do? Come on, out you come. Alright, never mind. Well, I've tried to pull the mixture back, but the engine won't stop, so let's see what we can do here. I'm going to try and use no power whatsoever. This should be easy. I've already made the runway. Still producing like 700, 800 RPMs, which is stupid. Alright, ready for this. I'm going to stall it. Stall it and drop it. Just to, again, break the realism. There's the stall, and we'll drop it. So now the engine stopped. Okay, alright. Good job we got a long runway here. And it started again. Okay, alright, well, this is a good sim. Slip it in. Used half of the runway, but it's absolutely fine. There we go. Welcome to the ground as we're just skidding. That is terrible control with the rudder. And now the engine stopped again. I mean, explain that one to me. No, I don't know what that was about. No sun and fun this year, absolutely. I was there on Tuesday, and I'm going to be back there tomorrow. My instructor hated teaching ground, so referred me to... Alright, hold on. Shut up. Shush. Thank you. Just going to sit on the runway really respectfully. My instructor hated teaching ground, so just referred me to online ground courses, mostly Gleim and Gold Seal. Yeah. Here's my thing with ground instruction. I don't like students paying for my time if they don't need it. So I do ground instruction. However, only when it's necessary. So at the beginning of training, I'll do some. And then we'll kind of give it a rest for a little bit until we get close to a solo, or help with written tests is one that I like to do as well. And then flight planning is another big one. And then obviously check ride prep after that. So there is ground, but there's no like set you know, oh, you need to do this amount of ground with me. Because there's a lot of stuff that you can do at home, and it's a little bit more helpful for the wallet. Welcome back to the sky, everybody. Just realised I never raised the flaps. So again, do as I say, not as I do on the sim. What does everybody want to see? I'll take some requests. Do you plan on going to AirVenture? I'm not sure on AirVenture this year, Rocket. I'm not too sure. We shall see. Carburetor single engine or fuel pump single engine? Fuel pump all the way. Well, fuel injected. Fuel injected for me. Nairobi, hello. Decided to take our 182 up in the right seat with a CFI. In the left, and it was pretty fun. Did pretty good with landing. It's good. It's good stuff. Any advice for a beginner dispatcher? Ooh, good question. Very good question. File the correct altitudes. Don't just file an arbitrary altitude. Actually look at the winds and give us the best winds. There's some questionable decisions made by dispatchers at the airline that I was with. I remember I was with a captain once that just couldn't let it go, and was just berating the dispatcher a little bit for some silly decisions, putting us into some weather and stuff. So it, you know, a dispatcher's job can be a thankless task, really. It's a difficult job, but just do the best you can. Know your stuff with flight planning, which you obviously do if you're going to be a dispatcher, and just do your best to support us. There's no ego in being a dispatcher. The people that are actually flying the aircraft, how can I put this? Don't plan us or plan for us to go and do something that you wouldn't do. That's all I'll say. Alright, again, this altitude thing. So if we go, let's go autopilot on. Let's just hold altitude there. Impossible turn, that's a good one. Induce spin and recovery. Okay, yeah, we can do that. That's a good one. Do you prefer G1000 or steam gauges? Steam gauges all the way. All the way. Alright, we've got impossible turn, we've got spin, a hammerhead. Did a hammerhead stall way back when I was in flight training before I got my private. My sister was in the back seat, and I didn't know any better. The instructor was like, "You want to see a hammerhead stall?" And so we went up and did a hammerhead stall with my sister in the back seat. And I can tell you now, my policy now is to never stall with any weight in the back. No, thank you. It's not worth the risk. Alright, so we got a spin and we got an impossible turn. Alright, let's do those then. Autopilot off. I'm going to climb a little bit and I'm going to turn back towards Leesburg. The airport we were just at there was Leesburg, by the way. It's an airport you've seen on the videos. So let's climb it up, do a little spin action. What about showing recovery from a bounce landing? It's almost like a score recovery when you bounce 10 feet up and are stalled. I always tell my students that you've got two options in that case. You've got add power and lower the nose, restabilize, or the safest option, go around. Throw that full power in and do a go around. So happy you can catch the stream. Nice. Any add-ons for this flight sim is not going to work because it's on an Xbox. So we're going to climb up and we're going to do a spin, and then we're going to go down to Leesburg and do an impossible turn. Why are you flying the 172? You hate high wings, Mr. Cherokee. I do hate high wings. Well, alright. They look ugly, right? It's not necessarily the high wing that's the problem, even though it is the wrong wing position. It's the Cessna 172s, man. Everybody's been brainwashed into thinking they are the best training aircraft, and Cessna, fair play to them. For Textron or whatever. For brainwashing people into thinking that. Fair play, good marketing. They are terrible trainers, in my opinion. The Cherokees are so much better. Yeah, but the wings fall off. Stop it. So Leesburg's down there. What we can do is spin it down, try and recover without dying, and go and do an impossible turn. Ever flown a Diamond? Yeah, I've flown a DA-20 way back in the day. Very, very, like, a lot of fun. Thing doesn't want to slow down. Alright, whatever. We're going to spin it here. If you hear some sounds, it's not the simulator. My wife is cooking. Alright, here we go. We're going to stall, and I'm going to just let it go to the left. Oh god, look at us. We are spinning. That's getting out on its own. Alright, we're going to try that again. I did nothing to recover that, did it all on its own, which actually, I will say, the Cessnas that I have stalled have wanted to recover on their own, so I suppose that's... Alright, let's go full aileron other side. Give me a minute. Alright, try this. Bit of power in there. Full rudder, full aileron, bit of power. I'm not having these physics. I'm not having it. I'm absolutely not having it. We're getting a proper spin out of this. I'm not having these physics. That's actually really incredibly frustrating because that I'm doing everything in my power there to keep it in a spin. I'm gonna keep this full power then. And see if it'll stay in. But I'm doing literally everything that you shouldn't do in a stall, and it wants to come out of the spin. No way. Questionable physics, 100%, mate. Congrats on the nuptials. Thank you. How's the wife? She's fantastic. Alright. So let's put her into a power on stall. Hold on. I'm not having this. That this won't stay in a stall or in a spin. Not having it. Alright, let's go full power. Full rudder. Nah. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. No. Alright, that's all we're getting out of the spin then. That is bullshit physics. No way. Wow. Taking the fun out of my simulator time. Well, I tried. And no, before you say anything, it's not because I'm too good at being a pilot to keep it in a spin. No, you know, I'm not inherently safe. Because I was doing everything in my power to keep that in that. No way. Flight sim physics, yeah, it's definitely worse than X-plane, 100%. That's more of a jiggle than a stall. That was not good at all. All right, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to plonk it down at Leesburg, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to taxi to the approach end of the runway, and I'm going to take off to properly simulate like a proper takeoff, and then we're going to do an impossible turn. What altitude do you want to see the impossible turn? What altitude do you want? And I'll do that. 800 feet, done. Ooh, tell you what, my spin endorsement in a Super Decathlon was my scariest flight yet. Not a fan. I gotta be honest, I don't really like doing spins either, to be honest. I don't. Do you think it's important for pilots to go out and practice emergency procedures even if they have a lot of hours and experience? Absolutely. No matter what your experience level, skills diminish. Skills do diminish. So if you don't practice something for a while, you're going to see actually soon on the channel a checkout flight that I do with Juan, who's a commercial pilot, decent amount of experience for his level. And we do a couple of things that he's not done for a while, and you're going to see proficiency is a huge thing. So absolutely nobody should kind of shy away from going out and practicing something that you've not done for a long time. You know, like as an instructor, you're usually using your words rather than actually controlling the aircraft, so it's really easy for your skills to diminish as an instructor as well. So that's why you'll see every so often on the channel me going up and doing some stuff to maintain proficiency, like landings is certainly a big one. Because as you've seen today, my landings on the simulator haven't been too good. It's fine. Power's idle. I've got plenty of airspeed. Bringing it to ground effect. Ice the end of the runway. That's too high of a flare. There you go. Drop it in. Drop it in. All right. Slam on the brakes. Bring all the flaps up. Spin it around on the runway. And we're going to go and do an impossible turn. Or just stop on the runway. Nah. The physics on this is just really not very good. Although I will say, taxiing a Cessna is an absolute bitch, but at least it's not a caster nose wheel. Barrel rolls. We did one earlier. I can do another one. Any opinion on practicing forced landings with the engine actually off? There's a whole mental thing when you see the prop stopped instead of just idle. I will never stop the prop to practice a procedure. I think the risk is too great. How often do you practice short field and soft field takeoffs and landings on actual short and soft fields? Soft fields I've not done that for a very long time. But short fields, I do it very, very often at Orlando North Air Park, which is a 2,500 foot runway, 50 feet wide. Trees at the end of it, or at the beginning of it, depending on which way you land. All right, here we go. Let's do this, let's do this. So we're going to do an impossible turn. 800 feet is when we're going to turn back. Are you doing engine failure before or after turning crosswind? So we're going to go straight out up to 800 feet. And then we're going to turn it back. Alright, here we go. Let's give this a go. Full power. Rudder control. Now the problem is... Hold on. Let me board the takeoff. Wait. Because if I pull that mixture back, does it actually shut off? It does shut off, so why wasn't it shutting off in flight? Okay. Alright, we're going again. I know I've eaten up a little bit of the runway, but... This is actually making it more difficult because there's less... we'll be further away from the runway by the time we get to 800 feet. So this is the problem. If you, the impossible turn, in my opinion, is impossible because you can never be 100% sure you're going to make it back, in my opinion. You know, if you're at an airport with a long runway and you've taken off and there's still a lot of runway remaining, like, you can see... There's still a decent amount of runway here, and I'm not climbing at VY. So it makes it easier to get back. But if you're taking off from a short field, it's a lot tougher. So as I'm not even maintaining any semblance of centerline control here. All right, we're going to wait until 800 feet. I'm trying my best to keep it at VY. Not doing a very good job. Doing a very good job at rudder control either. Blame the hardware. If in doubt, on a check ride, blame the hardware. Boom, 800 feet. Engine's gone. Oh shit, we got to turn back. Okay, I'm going to make a left turn just for shits and giggles. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull the nose up. Ooh, accelerated stall. Nice. That's the last thing you want to do. So I'm going to turn it back, 45-degree bank angle here to try and get it back. Mayday. I've lost my engine. Oh, shit. And that, honestly, it looks like we made it back. Start to chuck some flaps in there. Boom. Now here's the other thing as well. Let's say you did make the runway, right? But this is a short runway. You know, you run the risk of running off the end of it. You know what I mean? See, the other problem is now we've got a tailwind, which actually helps push you back, but it also causes a little bit of floating. So does coming in with a really fast airspeed. But you saw we touched down below 50 there, as we're just skidding all across the runway and just ruining these tyres. I mean, it's going into maintenance anyway. Roll it out. There you go, impossible turn at 800 feet. It wasn't clean, but ho-hum. That's the impossible turn. Let's do one more thing. I'll do one more thing, then I'm going to get out of here. What do you want to see? Oh, base the final stop. Oh, that's a good one. That's the one. That's the one. I was just talking to a student about that the other day. base to final. I mean, we all know that that's going to result in a spin, but let me actually see if I can let this thing go into a spin base to final, so we can shit ourselves up a little bit and crash to end the stream. How about that? That'll work. Let's go. Rotate. So I'm going to try and speed this up and just climb out just above a stall. Well, the thing about the impossible turn is the winds as well, of course. Taking off into a strong headwind is going to keep you close to the runway. And also it's going to help push you back to the runway when you turn back. But if it's a light wind, you're going to be further away from the runway by the time your engine's failed. And it'll make it a little bit more difficult to get back. There's so many variables, man. That's why I believe it's called the impossible turn, but that's just me. Alright, let's make a turn now. I know my airspeed's low, it's purpose. It's on purpose. That wasn't. Alright, now we can increase a little bit. What was your hardest check ride? CFI. I absolutely hated the CFI check ride. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's the worst one, in my opinion. And I've been through type rides at an airline, 2 type rides, and they were nowhere near as bad as the CFI check ride. Hated the CFI check ride. Whew. And I failed it first time around. Maybe we can talk about that another time. But okay, we're going to start doing our stuff here. So, wait, hold on. What are my flaps? Alright, 0. Yeah, cool. Boom, boom. Alright, so let's do this. I'm actually going to do this. So, what, you'd be turning, what, about 500 feet maybe? So let's say, let me hold this here. Where's the runway? There's the runway, okay. Every time I move that, it keeps moving my view. Alright, so, base to final. Here we go. Let's say we're overshooting the runway and, oh shit, we're overshooting. So we're turning and we're throwing in a load of rudder. And then all of a sudden, oh shit, oh no, oh what's happening? Oh no. Alright, that's bollocks. No way. We'd be in the water. But in fact, to finish the stream, this is where we'd be in that situation. Never do that to your flight instructor. Can you all still hear me? I think you can. It says you crashed into the water. Yeah, no shit. The physics on this thing are not too good. You died so young. R.I.P. Thanks everyone. I'll live stream the funeral. What do you think about X-Plane? I like X-Plane. The physics are a lot better. But for visuals, Flight Sim is a lot better. What's for lunch? Typical Brazilian cuisine. A little bit of rice, a little bit of beans, a little bit of chicken. But I'm gonna have waffles. Yeah. Caipirinhas. No, thank you. Not for me. It's a bit too strong for my taste. Anyway, listen, thank you so much for joining me. That was a fun little stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. On the stream replay that I'm going to put up on the channel, go on there and tell me what you want to see next from a flight sim stream. I can tell you something that I did before was doing the challenges on Flight Simulator, the landing challenges, which was pretty cool and very frustrating at times. But yeah, let me know what you thought, and yeah, thank you for joining me. Have a good rest of the day, and yeah, stay safe if you're going to go and fly. Stay proficient. See you later, everyone.